Have you ever wondered if knowing yourself too deeply could be dangerous? What if the more you explore your thoughts, your feelings, your unconscious mind, the more you risk losing touch with reality itself? Carl Jung warned that excessive introspection can be a double-edged sword. While self-awareness is often celebrated as a path to enlightenment, there is a shadow lurking beneath the pursuit of understanding oneself, overanalyzing, overthinking, and getting trapped inside your own mind. When you dive too deep into your unconscious, you risk isolating yourself from the flow of life. Thoughts spiral endlessly, fears magnify, and every past trauma becomes a labyrinth you cannot escape. The paradox of self-knowledge is that the more you know about yourself, the more you might find reasons to doubt, to fear, and to restrict your own actions. How often have you spent hours dissecting a single thought or feeling, only to feel heavier, more trapped, and less free? That is the danger Jung spoke about. The unconscious is not a library of answers. It is a mirror, reflecting every shadow you try to ignore. And sometimes, staring too long into that mirror can make you lose sight of the world around you. Introspection without balance leads to paralysis. When you analyze every decision, every emotion, every interaction, you begin to doubt yourself constantly. Choices feel risky. Opportunities feel threatening. Life becomes a chessboard, and every move is weighed with fear rather than lived with courage. Why does this happen? Because deep self-knowledge awakens shadows you weren't prepared to meet. Childhood wounds, unresolved conflicts, and hidden fears surface, and without grounding, they can overwhelm you. You don't just uncover yourself, you confront the parts you've avoided for a lifetime, and not all of them are easy to face. Jung's dangerous truth is clear. Too much self-reflection, without the balance of living fully, can consume you. Awareness should illuminate your life, not trap you inside it. Have you ever felt trapped inside your own mind, analyzing every thought and emotion, only to find yourself more confused than ever? Jung warned that diving too deeply into the self can become a prison. The unconscious is vast and complex, containing not only your conscious experiences, but also your repressed memories, fears, and shadow aspects. When we obsessively dissect ourselves, we risk awakening parts of our psyche we are not prepared to handle. These hidden layers, when confronted too aggressively, can distort perception, amplify fears, and even lead to emotional paralysis. Self-knowledge without balance is dangerous because it forces you to live in reflection rather than action. Each decision, no matter how small, is scrutinized and weighed against an invisible scale of your past experiences, regrets, and anxieties. You begin to overthink every interaction, every choice, every word you say, until spontaneity and joy are replaced by doubt and hesitation. How many opportunities have you let slip by because you overanalyze the risks, consequences, or your own capabilities? That is the shadow of excessive self-awareness, the part of introspection that inhibits your growth rather than fosters it. Jung described this as a form of self-sabotage. Your mind becomes both teacher and jailer, offering insight while secretly restricting your freedom. The danger is amplified when unresolved trauma or repressed emotions surface. Instead of guiding you toward healing, excessive introspection can trap you in a cycle of rumination. Every flaw, every mistake, every hidden fear is magnified, forming a labyrinth of self-doubt that feels impossible to escape. The paradox of self-knowledge is stark. The more you understand yourself, the more you can feel lost within yourself. Awareness becomes a burden, and curiosity turns into compulsion. The conscious mind tries to control what the unconscious continually reshapes. And when this balance is broken, even profound insights cannot free you. They can only deepen your entrapment. Yet there is a path forward. Jung emphasized that self-awareness must be tempered with action, presence, and acceptance. Knowing yourself is not enough. You must also engage with life, embrace uncertainty, and learn to integrate the shadows without letting them dominate. Only then can self-knowledge illuminate your path instead of imprisoning you. Are you truly living your life, or are you endlessly dissecting it in your mind? Jung warned that too much introspection can become a cage. When you overanalyze every thought, feeling, and memory, you risk turning self-knowledge into a tool of self-destruction. The unconscious mind, with its shadows and hidden layers, begins to dominate your conscious choices. The very pursuit of understanding yourself can create fear, paralysis, and endless rumination. You may notice this in your relationships, your work, or even your simplest daily decisions. Hesitation, doubt, and the fear of making the wrong choice are signs that introspection has gone too far. Every time you question yourself endlessly, you feed the shadow of overthinking, giving it control over your actions. How many times have you wanted to take action, speak your truth, or pursue a dream, but stopped yourself because your mind convinced you of the risks? Each hesitation strengthens the unconscious grip, making you feel trapped in a labyrinth of your own design. Jung explained that the shadow is always present, waiting to exploit moments of overthinking. Your hidden fears, unprocessed emotions, and suppressed desires surface in ways that make decision-making nearly impossible. What starts as self-knowledge can quickly spiral into self-sabotage, because understanding too much without integration leads to confusion and emotional paralysis. Yet there is a way to balance this. Self-awareness must be paired with action, presence, and acceptance. Insight alone is not enough. You must allow yourself to act despite uncertainty, to make mistakes, and to experience life fully. Otherwise, the danger is real. Knowing yourself too deeply can erode your ability to live freely. Jung's warning is clear. The mind's curiosity is double-edged. It can illuminate, but it can also trap. To avoid being consumed, you must confront the shadow, set boundaries for reflection, and step into action without waiting for perfect understanding. If these words resonate with you, if you feel the weight of overanalyzing and its silent control, then don't just watch. Like this video and remind yourself that awareness is a gift only when it serves your life, not confines it. Who would you be if you stopped overanalyzing every thought and allowed yourself to simply live? Can you imagine a life where self-awareness guides you instead of paralyzing you? Jung warned that excessive introspection can trap you in a loop where every decision is weighed, every action questioned, and every emotion dissected. This is the paradox of self-knowledge. While awareness can illuminate your path, too much reflection can obscure it. The more you probe into the unconscious without integration, the more you invite confusion, fear, and hesitation. Overthinking doesn't just limit choices, it creates a mental prison. Your mind becomes a shadowy stage where every past experience, regret, or suppressed desire plays out endlessly. How many times have you delayed action, avoided a confrontation, or denied your own desires because your mind was spinning in circles? This is the trap Jung warned about. The key to escaping it is balance. Self-knowledge is most powerful when paired with action and presence. Shadow work allows you to confront hidden fears and integrate them into conscious awareness, but without grounding, this work can overwhelm. You must learn to experience life fully, to act in the moment, and to trust your intuition alongside your insights. Jung emphasized that the goal is not complete understanding, but conscious living. You can explore your unconscious, uncover your shadow, and reflect deeply, but you must also step out of your mind and into the world. Decisions, relationships, and experiences are meant to be lived, not endlessly analyzed. What would change in your life if you acted without overthinking, trusting that self-awareness and intuition could coexist? Imagine the freedom of moving through life without being trapped by your own thoughts, knowing that knowledge is a tool, not a cage. By integrating shadow work with conscious action, you begin to reclaim control. The balance between introspection and living allows you to use self-knowledge to enhance life rather than limit it. Awareness becomes a compass, not a shackle. And if these truths resonate, if you feel the tension between reflection and action, then subscribe and turn on the bell to continue exploring the subtle yet dangerous truths of the mind and learn how to live fully without being consumed by your own insights. Are you truly in control of your life? Or is your mind quietly holding you hostage through overanalysis? The dangerous truth Jung revealed is that self-knowledge, when taken too far, can become a silent enemy. Your mind, filled with curiosity and insight, can imprison you in endless cycles of rumination. Every choice is second-guessed, every emotion dissected, and every opportunity delayed. The unconscious, with its shadows and hidden fears, waits patiently, manipulating your thoughts while convincing you it's for your own good. Overthinking magnifies the unknown, creating imagined threats and amplifying past traumas. You think that understanding yourself more will make life easier, but in reality, too much insight without action creates paralysis. You analyze, you reflect, you introspect, but you rarely act. And in this trap, the mind becomes both jailer and tormentor. Have you ever realized how much of your life has been lost to hesitation, doubt, or fear of making the wrong choice? These moments are the silent cost of diving too deep into your own psyche without integrating your discoveries into real life. Your awareness can illuminate, but if not balanced, it can also cage you. Jung taught that the solution is balance. Integrate shadow work with conscious living. Face the hidden parts of yourself, acknowledge the fears and doubts, but step into life fully. Use your insights as tools, not shackles. Accept imperfection, embrace uncertainty, and allow yourself to act, even when the mind screams wait or think more. What if the freedom you've been searching for isn't found in more self-knowledge, but in knowing when to stop analyzing and start living? Imagine reclaiming hours, days, and years of your life lost to endless reflection. Imagine the relief of moving through the world without your mind quietly controlling every step. This is the paradox of self-knowledge. It can illuminate your path, or it can imprison you. The choice is yours. Awareness should free you, not bind you. And if you recognize this struggle in your own life, subscribe and turn on the bell to continue this journey into the mind's most dangerous truths. Because the trap of overthinking is just one of many invisible forces controlling you. In the next video, we will uncover how excessive self-reflection interacts with shame and guilt to silently sabotage your happiness, and the steps to break free before it's too late.